Good morning, ladies and gents. Good morning, ladies and gents. All right, volume's looking good. How's everyone doing? Choppy market. Just checking something here quickly before we get started. All right. Morning. Good morning, bros of Beyblade. Amazing name. Hey, how are you doing? First time seeing you on. Welcome. Okay, let's get started here. So, our major focus on the market now has been shifted from SPX to NAS now due to yesterday's price action, and we can see NAS is already making a new low on the daily versus SPX is still making a higher low. So today, same thing. The watch will remain on NAS. Once NAS starts moving, we should see some relative unison in the market, ideally. Now let's get into the markets overall. We'll cover NVIDIA in a bit, but I wanted to make sure we take a look at the market first. So this upper trend line is still proving to be a problem consistently over and over again. So make sure we watch this upper trend line. Same thing last time we rejected that overnight. We got, I think it was Sunday overnight, 12th. Let's just make sure here. 12th, yeah, Sunday overnight. Market opened getting right into that trend line before a big rejection. Again, same thing with yesterday, getting right to that trend line, tried to break it, wicking over it, and then another strong rejection. Now we're losing the GP on this FOMC move. Trying to bounce from the 0.786. Nothing notable on the RSI. Yesterday was relatively low bear volume. If we look at the volume yesterday, this is the closing volume. Bulls tried to push it up from the GP, unsuccessful, huge upper wick, and now we're seeing overnight action, a little bit of more bearish action. RSI, not oversold on the hourly. Just grinding it down. 30-minute not oversold anymore. And 15-minute not oversold. There is a lot of gap down opens, so there might be some opportunities. Just a quick reminder, however, today is a quad witching day, meaning that we should see some extra volatility. Yeah, meaning that we should see some extra volatility, sorry about that, towards the last hour of the day. Now, personally, I'm thinking that, we might need going into next week to confirm if there's going to be bullish action or bearish action. Still, right now, on the shorter term, I am still leaning bullish. We're going to have to see this. Ideally, on SPX today, we're going to need to see a hold of this low at 4606.6. That's a lot of 6. And then from here, we're going to need to see a break. Yesterday, we got to a new all-time high before a huge rejection. Now, proving, there's another, this zone right here. 4715.6 to 4719.4 is that all-time high zone that we constantly reject from. And that is the key to break and close over. Once we see the close over that, then we should see very clear bullish action. However, right now in the pre-market, we are still seeing some bearish action coming in. Is that a 30-minute bear flag that I'm seeing? All right, so a lot of 30-minute confirmation, 30-minute lower highs. So this was yesterday's rejection from that trend line. Huge push down, lower high, lower low, and then again and again. And now we're seeing a potential 30-minute bear flag forming here. Good morning, miner. I am late today. Sorry, I ran 5 minutes late today. You've been here early? Wow, really? Hey, you're late like all the time. So Come on, cut me a break here. The dog, we just have like a huge ass dump of snow outside, and the dog would not pee. Oh my goodness, took forever. Anyway, so yeah, market is not looking too hot. So ultimately the market is still in that choppy environment. I'm looking at the potential of this kind of repeat pattern, huge bullish action and then double bearish action, holding that previous low. So let's see if we can hold the low from Wednesday. Huge bullish action from FOMC, and then double red candle. We might see a huge wick under, but ultimately, Wednesday, Tuesday's low must hold, or else this is gonna be a huge red flag, because this is ultimately gonna be a new all-time high, no follow through, immediate rejection, and then seeing bearish action. Today we're already seeing the same bearish action as yesterday. Hold that 4606.6. All right, NAS, as mentioned, this is key to watch going forward, at least until this action reverses. Now this presents a very big problem here, because a few things here. There's potential for ABC pattern, as we discussed before, and we are very well aware that this is a top key zone that must break. We saw multiple rejections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even want to count it. There's another multiple rejections here, and yesterday was another rejection here. So yesterday's rejection was actually very significant, because we got to the top of the key zone and a huge rejection off of that. Tried to hold the GP, closed above the GP yesterday, but now in the after hours action, we are losing the short-term trend line here. Triple bounce here. Another couple here as well, and we're losing this trend line, so we're potentially looking back down here now on NAS. And this is what makes me hesitant on our Friday Lotto plays. There is one on my chart that is looking somewhat intriguing, but aside from that, maybe, yeah, we're gonna have to go through the list, look for anything that has a huge gap down. But aside from that, my thinking here is a couple of things on the market as an overall. This is either going to be the last push down, okay? Whether it's going to be, coming back to the GP alongside those money line that we're looking for, or if it's going to be a double bottom at the 0.5, whichever case it is, it might be either a last push down, or we're going to see fresh lows, okay? But regardless, it will be the last push down. Whichever case, double bottom or fresh lows. In the shorter term, this will be the what do you call it? The last push down before the bull is stepping up again. So it might be reverse of what I was thinking, but ultimately what I'm looking at is the red flags. They are still there. If you haven't looked at our Wednesday's video, which was the 15th. Let's see, 15th. Today is Friday. No, sorry, Tuesday's video. Tuesday is the 14th video. We discussed 6 red flags all lining up, and that is a huge concern for me in the market on the longer time frame. Red flags are playing out. What level would be on QQQ? I'll take a look. Let's see, US 10 years still not breaking down yet. There is that head and shoulder pattern back tested on this neckline. Pre-market, is this orange line no, it's not. Okay, we're good. VIX, I would have expected, so on VIX, this is the part that's tripping me out a little bit. I would have expected a little bit more sideways action, and I am still looking at that potential. Ultimately, we are still seeing a lot of the 88 rejections. Today we are trying to open up above it, which brings me to think that there is that potential for bounce plays. We just need to find the right chart, the right ticker for it. Gold. Now here is that confirmation. Remember how I was saying one of the red flag is we're seeing bearish volume but unable to push it down below the support resistance area, and now we're seeing a reversal. So gold, remember, it's a much more further ahead, similar to bonds, but further ahead indicator. So this may not play out right away, meaning, oh my goodness, need to get more sleep here. Meaning that over the medium term, I am still looking bearish, but shorter term wise, The concern is still there. Shorter term wise, I'm watching US dollar as the top watch. That weekly bull flag, that is scary. We're going to need to see a new low breaking down under 95.5 to play bullish in the market with confidence. All right, so let's take a look at QQQ, and then we'll take a look at QQQ ultimately is market, so we'll take a look at QQQ first and then NVIDIA. Wow, it's been a long time since I looked at this chart. I have not seen this kind of fib drawing for a long time. That's how I used to draw my fibs. Let's see, weekly, daily. Yeah, daily's not even concerning actually. You look at the daily on this. Let's see, it could be a weekly bull flag. Monthly we are extended, I know that. So that's why it's the chop remains. Monthly 8 touch and bounce. Okay, so I'm thinking might be a repeat of this pattern here. On the QQQ, new highs. Yeah, that means if it is a repeat of this pattern, next month is gonna be choppy as hell as well. Before the actual move comes, that monthly 8 needs to catch up. Slight red flag here, monthly 8 confirmation, lack of follow through. At least we're holding, we're not coming straight back down, losing that monthly 8. So on the QQQ, there is not too much of a concern. We know that we're extended on the monthly 8 from the monthly. Daily, straight chop, red green. Bulls getting chopped. Bears getting chopped. No one is making money. All right, next one, NVIDIA. Do we have any tickers on our Slack group? Hey, you still not. Hey, we're running out of room, by the way, miner. Only got 5. I think it's 5 spots left on our free membership. Again, go through totalcontroltraders.com for that 7-day free trial, so you get the full access first. But yeah, 5 more spots left. NVIDIA. Okay, yeah. Big concern I have on the semis is we'll take a look at SOXL as opposed to just NVIDIA, and then circle back on NVIDIA. So the big concern I have on semis is this low is gonna have to hold. Monthly we are extended, very much similar to QQQ. Weekly, yeah, this low is gonna have to hold. And then we're going to want to see at least, ideally a close above that weekly 8, or this could be a real concern. On the daily, yesterday, I was already a presentation of a concern, a red flag right here. We're seeing nice bullish action, increasing volume, and then yesterday increasing bear volume, outweighing that bull volume with a bearish engulfing candlestick. So that presents a possibility of continuation to the downside for semis. I did enter a trade on semis yesterday, but that ticker is still looking a little bit better. You look at this, SOXL is a bearish engulfing. You look at QCOM is also a bearish engulfing with much stronger bearish engulfing actually. Haven't taken a look at TSM. Ultimately is bearish engulfing, very similar. NVIDIA is the one of the stronger ones. This is still a bearish engulfing. The volume is not as crazy on NVIDIA. Now, ultimately on this play, we called out the bounce play on over here, 0.5 plus that trend line. There's lack of follow through so far. So we're gonna ideally the bull is gonna want to see a hold of this trend line, even if it come back, to actually touch that 0.5. Because we look at this, 0.5 is at 271.01. The low we got to is 272.5. In that space, the strongest that I'm looking at is AMD. There is no bearish engulfing on AMD. We're gonna need to see the problem I didn't like about this chart. Okay, never mind. I was thinking it didn't get immediate backtest. So we did break over in the immediate backtest before a run. Now the run is pulling back a little bit stronger than ideal. Bulls are still trying to hold a GP though. It's actually a very ideal area to hold. Previous resistance, multiple rejections, one here, and then support from back here as well. So this is a very ideal area to hold. We are gapping down right below the GP. Gonna need to see some immediate buyout action. So AMD was actually looking decent as a Lotto play, but again, choppy market. Friday quad witching. Do you want to? All right, let's discuss the one that my top watch for Lotto play. As you guys know, the ticker that we are always watching, that is Tesla. Tesla, check this out. Where are we gapping down to? Well, we bounced a little bit, but let's pull up the extended hours here. Where are we gapping down to? 909.68. The gap fill is at 910.21. So what I'm anticipating here in the opening action of the market, depending on what the next 40 minutes of the market looks like, we could be, because market is seeing a little bit of bullish action right now. Tesla not so much. So that could be a very nice opportunity. Right now it's trading at pre-market 319.50. Let's see if we get an early push down with signs of buying up. Early push down to get the actual gap fill in open market versus pre-market. But yeah, so this is what I'm looking at. Gap down, gap fill, immediate buyout action. The only concern, one big concern we have on this, is the lower trend line already being lost. But hey, if we see immediate buyout action in this, lower trend line being lost on the daily, and then gap down, immediate buy up, that is actually a huge, amazing potential for the bulls. Breakdown, fake out, generally see some follow through. So Tesla is going to be one of the top watch, if not the only top watch today. Wait for email to get in server. Yeah, I will send you a invitation right after this, Miner. All right, so that's Tesla. Apple, what's Apple looking like on the daily? Please tell me it closed above that 88. Oh my goodness, no it did not. All right, so yesterday was a bearish engulfing candlestick on Apple. We are gapping down a little bit, backtesting this previous resistance at 170. Today we're going to need to see that bullish action on basically across the board. So I'm going to stop saying it. One of the better tickers that I was looking at is DNA. We'll discuss it. 3340. A lot of some fresh lows out there, but it's not across the board. RBLX remaining weak. Airbnb, new lows. Okay, so Apple. Remember how I said it's only the daily 8 is the guide. Let's see this one. I think it's 2%, 1%. Yeah, give it 1.5%. I think we might be over it now. Yeah, we're going to need to see immediate buyout action on Apple, or else that is going to be a red flag, especially based on yesterday's candle of bearish engulfing on bear volume. Amazon closing right on that trend line. Oh, that's one messy chart. Closing right on that trend line after the bounce from the 0.786. No follow through, no bearish engulfing. There is no real concern yet. The 4-hour trend line is still there, so I had to draw a new trend line because this was the main trend line we're looking at for the break into a very, very bullish play. But now there is a new 4-hour trend line where we saw another rejection yesterday. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections on this trend line now. Very significant. Need to see. So ultimately there is a short-term wedge over here. Different lower trend line here. Short-term wedge that needs to break bull. Now I'm gonna for as a freebie for you guys today. I'm gonna tell you what my game plan is, especially since it's quad watching. So I don't want anyone out there to get burnt, especially that we, for some reason, our channel has seen a blow up recently. And thank you everyone for your support. We saw more than 100 subscribers within the week actually. So just as a thank you, I want to let you know my game plan today, my personal game plan is likely going to be 0 trades. I'm just going to sit back, relax. It's been a very, very mentally draining couple of weeks, I would say. Look at the market here. Yeah, it's nothing but chop, nothing but chop. So we did anticipate a reversal from here, but it was not market unison reversal. SPX, exactly the main one where we're focusing on back here. SPX saw a very nice reversal. However, Russ, yeah, saw new lows. So it's been no market unison. It has been extremely mentally draining for the last 2 weeks. So today I'm just gonna sit back, relax, let the market develop, see what the hell is going on going into next week. Today is quad witching, so no trades. If anything, might take a lotto here and there just to help me keep me busy, but likely the more likely scenario is gonna be sit back, watch some TV, chillax, watch for the action unless something significant happens. This is a clear zone now that we're gonna need to break. Upper trend, like as mentioned, this all-time high, and then ideally we're gonna need to see a low, a hold of this low where we saw previous resistance as well. This one doesn't line up, but that 0.5, 4606.6. Okay, so let's get into some other tickers. You got any ticker requests today, Miner? Levels. What levels would that be on QQQ? Did I not discuss the levels? Oh. Okay, so very clear levels on QQQ to watch out for is this upper 400. 400 must break. And the lower would be right here. 380. Oh, one quick thing to discuss with you guys as well is sometimes, especially on quad witching, this is probably the only time I look at it, just to get an idea. Sometimes I look at it for the OPEX. One thing to note on QQQ, the max paying. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, so the max paying on QQQ is 385 right now. The price is trading at yesterday's close is trading at 383.40. Is that right? Oh, this is pre-market. Okay, so it's even more accurate. So max paying is at 385. Yesterday's close was 386.84. So we did see a little bit. Let's see, 385. I would think a little bit higher or lower. 387.5 kind of thing. This might. I don't like the way they describe max paying, because if I'm looking at this put and call, I would think the max paying is at about 387.5. Hey, that means some bullish action to come today. The other one, however, also to note is QQQ is the only one with max paying that's higher than the stock price, if I recall correctly. Let's see IWM. No, IWM is also higher. I do believe Dow and SPX was lower when I checked yesterday. So what this means with the stock price versus max paying is where it's going to hurt the most for call players as well as put players with expiry of today. Meaning what the market maker might or is going to try to do is market maker is going to try to get to that max paying so they don't have to pay out the least amount of payout they're going to have to do for all those call buyers as well as put buyers. So the likely target that they're going to be aiming for, this is now nothing accurate. Okay, this is not 100% accurate, and not even 80%. I would say maybe 50% accurate, but it's just more so a benchmark. The market maker is going to try to aim for this spot for the least payout they're going to have to do. So max paying on this is 470. Yeah, I would think it's more so 469 kind of a thing, and maybe a little bit lower. So it is still higher as well with this gap down. That actually is a very good sign for potential lotto call plays. I just don't like the idea of lotto call. Well, first of all, I don't like the idea of lotto plays altogether. Usually I would at least give it a week, but I don't like the idea today because there is not a whole lot of oversolds out there. 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour oversolds, none of that are there. Dow is gapping down, so okay. It's looking like the market should see bullish action today based on max ping. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's get into some tickers. Hood Shop, PayPal, Snow FB. Is Snow FB one ticker? Just messing with you. All right, Hood. Actually, before we do that, I'm just gonna do a quick rundown through my watch list. See if there's. I saw some names with huge gap downs. I haven't taken a look at this in a long time. Right back down to that upper trend line, hey, or lower trend line. Meh, I don't really see a play there. Moderna. Sorry, Mara. Nope. Bounce, already lost it. No play there. DKNG. Capping right down to this 52-week low. Yeah, gapping right down to 52-week low with bullish divergence. Not really a play there, but you know, yeah, it could be there. Not the type of Lotto play that I would like. Chances are a little bit lower than what I ideally like to see. BLDP gapping down, Fubo flat, well, maybe a little bit lower, space lower, DNA. Oh yeah, DNA. So DNA is one of the notably stronger charts out there, with trend already reversed but lack of follow through due to yesterday's bear market. Gap down, volume not so nice, but it's gonna be remaining on my top watch. Is one of the rare charts that are still or closed above the 88 yesterday. Let's see what else is there. Ooh, RIVN 9% gap down. I think this is earnings reaction. Whew, it's not good. Not good. Very clear area to play on the break, and they decided to break as a gap down. So there's watch what I would be watching if RIVN is something that you're interested in. With this gap down, there's two potential possibilities. Obviously, it's either gonna be bullish or bearish. We're gonna watch for either gap down, continuation of sell off. Ultimately, if you're looking as a put play or short play, I think short play should play, but on the shorter term, there is that potential with this huge gap down into that, just below that support resistance. We might see a buy up to back test this. You can see very clearly that this is a strong support, right, and resistance from IPO. So with that, actually it's IPO price 106.75. There is potential of buying up, back test before coming back down again, increasing bear volume. On the longer play, I would anticipate for this to pay the bears a little bit more now that we've lost that key support. It's a very, very popular ticker for some reason. Oh, I think it's backed by Tesla. BLDP already light speed. Ooh, continues to burn down. 88 is the very clear guide. Rejection, gap down. Ooh, that hurts. Not me personally, but I hope you guys we should see a reversal. 0.786 does line up with the bottom of the key zone, so it's not there yet. Potentially a little bit more downside. Regardless, gonna need to see that 88 light speed first. Sorry, I got a long list. All right, done. Okay, Hood. Morning, Darren. Hood. What are you watching today, Darren? Potential strong daily bull divergence on Hood, but that 1 to 6.18. 1 to 1.618 extension target is at 15.76, and we did lose this lower trend line before, where multiple rejections became support, multiple supports, and then we lost it. Immediate back test, so we might see further downside on this, even though there is possibility of a bull divergence on this. Yeah, we could see continued grind down action until it reaches that 15.76. I probably wouldn't touch it just because there is no resistance. Right now, I have my alert set on this previous support. On the break of that, we would also break over the 88. So that might be a play there, but not going to touch it for now. Watching 15.76. Maybe we'll go down all the way down to 15 for that psychological support. That's hood. Next one is shop. Nice support. Nice, very clear support area. Bouncing from there again last time too. So this is a key zone. I probably should convert this one to a key zone too. Trend line, we are losing those money line and the long-term trend line. Might be able to redraw this. Redraw this one as a longer term trend line. Let's see. Resistance. Yeah, that works. Yeah, now that we lost the money line and we can see bounce, gap down, immediate buy up, and now we've got the back test yesterday with that gap up and sell off. On the loss of this key zone, I would anticipate a revisit of this white long-term trend line. Can't talk this morning. The other possibility that we're looking at, because the gap down is not that significant, is probably something like this. Touch a lower trend line before going back up. So that could be a possibility. Shop ultimately is a strong chart. Clear up trend line, multiple rejections. This trend line does work, but some of you may already know my habits of drawing. I really don't like drawing through using a high to the low as a trend line, but looking at this chart, this might be the only one on the longer term that might work, or you could probably draw it to down here kind of a thing. That does work actually. This might be better. Yeah, okay. Resistance again. Support. Another support here. Didn't come back down to touch. Another support. Oh, this trend line looks a lot better. And the reason why I like using this one versus this one is this is a very clear rejection on that 593. So with that being said, we are very close. Bull's going to want to see a hold of this. GP. I would think this is a little bit more likely. Gap down is not that big, 3.01%. Ooh, 3%. Might be a play there. The thing I like about the Lotto play idea of shop here is we are gapping right down to that support where we saw multiple wicks. So this would be, I'll probably rank it as number 2, maybe even number 1 Lotto play idea today, on top of Tesla. Next one is PYPL. LCID and Airbnb in the afternoon. Airbnb is getting a little bit extended on the daily. Lucid gapping down. 88 rejection. Still a strong chart. I do not see a red flag, I guess, from Lucid long play. Ooh, PayPal really trying to do that trend reversal here, hey? No daily bull divergence, however. Why is there so many charts on this? Or so many lines on this? Let me clean it up. This doesn't really apply. Yeah, this doesn't apply. We'll move the alert down now because we can see a clear rejection. Almost a double top. Ideally, you still want to see a sorry to leave you guys hanging. Ideally, you still want to see a break over this previous support. But ultimately, on the break of this candle, 197.69, maybe even I might wait for the break of 200 because that's going to be a key psychological support resistance. On the break of that 200, then you can that is going to be a trend reversal on the daily. Key resistance at resistance support at 208.93, and you know what? Ultimately, we can redraw this key zone to roughly over there. Don't need this one. Okay, whatever. I still don't like that. Anyways, PayPal, no bullish divergence, and you know, ideally the most ideal play on PayPal, I'm looking down here at the GP lining up at the bottom of the key zone. We are so close on it. One of the rare charts that is was trading over the daily 8, so relative strength a little bit. And let's see, yeah, the most ideal entry for whether it's long play or even shorter term play would be around that 160 area. Huge gap down today, 1.06. Chart's cooled off now. 40 RSI is at 40. You're gonna want to see this higher high soon, very soon. If not, this is gonna be a lower high instead, and then coming back down again. So this could continue to grind down to the 160 before an actual bounce. And if it does, it would actually have a potential for presenting a daily bull divergence to make the most ideal play on PayPal. Okay, next one is no. Added to NAS 100. Oh, okay. Yeah, forgot about that. Not seeing too much action. It's still a unison in the sense of Airbnb and Lucid. Still seeing a unison with the market, not seeing relative strength that you would expect from adding to NAS 100. NASDAQ. Snow coming back down to the key zone yesterday, bouncing from it. Is that the end of day bounce? Okay, yeah, so that's the end of day bounce. Nice volume coming in, but there's no volume throughout the day. Look at the bear volume yesterday. They really want to push this down. So what I would anticipate on this chart today is potentially a backtest of this money line before lower prices to come. Based on the chart, you know, we can probably draw this trend line a little bit different. There we go. So that is now the money line. Multiple bounces. I don't really like this one for some reason. That might be better. Hey. Anyways, we'll keep it at that for now, but there's multiple bounces. This trend line is gonna have to hold. On the loss of this trend line, I would anticipate lower prices to come. Probably a back test of this. So far it's looking like an ABC pattern. ABC, that would make sense. And if that is the case, extended downside would be looking at not that low. 121. Yeah, 121 is right just above that area. It doesn't line up. All right. So watch for the trend line today. Bull's gonna need to hold that trend line. So, Facebook. I remember this Facebook had relative strength. Let's see if it's still holding up. Ooh, breakout, fake out. That is not good. Short-term trend line that we were tracking before. Multiple rejection from it. And Wednesday had a breakout, closing near the higher of day, gap down, sell off yesterday. Big red flag. We might need to make we did get over that GP. So it is a strong chart overall. Rejecting from that 0.786, Wednesday, right at the 0.786, and then yesterday, fake out. So we might be looking at a higher low that's going to be needed. This is a double bullish divergence on the daily. Yeah, double bullish divergence on the daily. So depending on where that higher low comes in at, 0.5 might make sense. Multiple supports. Let's draw this one out. Maybe a little bit higher. Somewhere here. Is that 0.382? Okay, let's watch for where the higher low comes in at. But this is a big red flag, that breakout, fake out, rejection. Need to see relative strength today. Big gap down, 1%. The 88. Strong chart though. Need that break over 353.83 for the daily trend reversal. Ultimately right now is still a daily lower high, which means we could be seeing a lower low. GP is still down here, lining up with the key zone, very similar to the other chart, 293.51. That would be the most ideal entry for long plays. There's still a chance that we can get there, but I'm gonna have to see where this higher low comes in at. Facebook. All right, so just to do a quick recap, 2 tickers. If you're interested in Lotto play, which aligns with our topic of Friday morning live, Lotto plays. 2 that I'm looking at, and the Tesla is actually coming back down now. First one's going to be always Tesla. Gap down, open straight into that gap fill. I would anticipate, you know, maybe a little bit of a wick to that back test, that previous all-time high, 900.4. That would be actually most ideal. If we see it like an immediate sell-off, touch that key zone, I might actually consider playing this. A little bit of red flag because we did lose that lower trend line that we were tracking before. We could see just continue selling off into this 700, the lower part of the key zone, 878 before the actual bounce. But one of the better setups out there for a Lotto bounce play. Gap fill on the open, trend line gonna need to hold. Let's see if we get immediate buy up. If it does, you know, with this particular Lotto play and there is quad witching, I would more likely consider next week versus today's as a Lotto, so that in the case that it does bounce from here, it will give you a little bit more time to hold on to it, because it's going to be a very bullish sign. Breakdown, fake out, and then immediate buy up. Whew, that should pay into next week. So yeah, would not be considering this week Lottos. If I were to play anything, would be next week. Next one, I only have 2 this morning from all the charts I've looked at. Next one will be Shop. Gapping down into that very clear support resistance, that key zone over here. Multiple rejections, multiple supports, and as of recent we saw 1, 2, 3 support, almost 4 support from this area. So gapping straight down into a 1304. A very similar idea. If we see a morning push down into this trend line, hey, that would be the play. So that's it for today. A quick reminder for you guys, there is now only 5 spots left for our trading chat room, free membership. No credit card info required. There's a link right in our video. So 5 spots, and I will be closing it after that. And there is no current plans of second phase of free enrollment. Check us out. Thank you for our most recent member, Miner. Very looking forward to having you on board. And thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate the recent huge support from all the new subscribers. I look forward to let's make some killer gains into Christmas. Keep in mind, everyone's looking one direction. That means you might want to keep an eye out for the other direction. If everyone's looking for Christmas rally, hey, maybe look into the other way. All right, thank you for watching. If you know anyone who might enjoy the content we provide, please consider sharing our channel with them. I look forward to having you on our next video.